still got more to come, and we still have good news and bad news. Classy Lady Sparkle, you ready for me?
I'm ready.
All right, give it to me early.
Okay, I'm going to give y'all the bad news first because this is really monumental on what's coming. Pretty much, it's the outgoing Trump administration and the Justice Department is quietly amending its execution protocols. So they are no longer requiring federal death sentences to be carried out by lethal injection and permitting other methods like firing squad and poisoning gas. The rule, which goes into effect on December 24th, comes as the Justice Department has scheduled 5 executions during this time, including 3 just days before President-elect Joe Biden takes office. So the charge is likely to set off intense criticism from Democrats and anti-death penalty advocates as the Trump administration tries to push through a number of rule changes before Trump leaves office. A spokesperson for Biden told the AP earlier this month that the president-elect opposes the death penalty now and in the future and would like to see it end. So on October 11, 2018, Washington State became the 20th state to abolish capital punishment when its state Supreme Court deemed the death penalty unconstitutional on the grounds of racial bias. So the primary means of execution in the U.S. have been hanging, electrocution, the gas chamber, firing squad, and lethal injection. So we're going to play a clip right now to give you a better understanding as to what the process is when you're doing a lethal injection.
What typically happens is that 3 drugs are given. There's an IV placed in each arm. One IV is used as a backup in case the other one fails. And the first drug that's given is usually something that just sedates somebody and makes them unaware of their surroundings. The second drug is essentially a paralytic. It's called vecuronium. It paralyzes the muscles in the body, including the diaphragm. That's the important point. If your diaphragm is paralyzed, you can no longer breathe. And the last drug is potassium chloride, which essentially causes cardiac arrest, stops the heart, and causes death. That's the way that it's supposed to work, and it's supposed to go in that order. In this case, it appears that the vein through which the medications were being given, it blew open, and as a result, instead of going into the blood, much of the medication went into the soft tissue. You still get some of the medication, but it looked like not enough. So it's an imperfect system, but if this process had worked, and someone was given a drug that rendered them completely unaware of what was happening, essentially unconscious, then it would have been a much more humane process. They wouldn't have felt the diaphragm paralyzing. They wouldn't have felt the heart going into cardiac arrest. That didn't happen in this situation. That's probably going to force us to revisit it altogether.
So pretty much, basically what Dr. Gupta Sanja was saying is that the current system of what we do now with lethal injection has errors in it. And now the Trump administration is actually trying to permit certain other alternatives. So some states have begun looking at alternative methods for carrying out death sentences, stating that lethal injection is difficult and also hard to obtain. Alabama joined Oklahoma and Mississippi in 2018, approving the use of nitrogen gas to execute prisoners. And then in Florida, an inmate can request the method of electrocution. And in Washington State, they could elect to be hanged. People of color have accounted for a disproportion of 43% of total executions since 1976. And 55% of those are currently awaiting execution. So, as so many things that we are aware of, we are still the ones that are at a higher rate than any other race on the globe. Now, I don't understand how it's inhumane for someone to be have a lethal injection of what the doctor just stated, but then you can still hang them, have a firing squad, or give them the gas chamber or electrocution. that's still inhumane. So it's just, it doesn't make sense. But that's why we're going to leave this on a better note for good news so that we could get away from that feeling. So the good news is the Pope names the first African American cardinal. So would you believe there's never been a Black cardinal before? But there is one now. Pope Francis has elevated Archbishop Wilton Gregory to cardinal, the first African American in Catholic history to hold that rank. Known for being outspoken on some of the most pressuring issues facing both the Catholic Church and the country, Gregory is used to being a trailblazer. He converted to Catholicism in 1958 at his parochial school in Chicago, which underwent racial integration and white flight. He says, I got a phone call at 6:30 in the morning. That's how I found out, Gregory says on him winning. Since entering the priesthood, a keystone of Gregory's ministry has been welcoming diversity, including the LGBTQ community. Gregory really stepped up as a leader amid the Catholic Church's biggest disgrace, which was the priest sex abuse. While leading the U.S. Bishops' Conference, he championed a zero-tolerance policy to remove offending clergies from the ministry. So this is a cardinal that's saying he's not putting up with zero tolerance, because we all know that the Catholic Church has a lot of sexual abuse, especially towards their young men. So that's congratulations to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that he don't mess up. Don't mess us up now.
I think he might be the ones that's getting them other mess ups out of there. He might be the one that's going to flip it. So that was your good news and your bad news from Classy Lady Sparkle.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle
And Classy Lady Sparkle.
And have you subscribed to our channel yet?
If the answer is no, you need to subscribe now.
Yeah, so stop what you're doing. Go right now and subscribe. We like you. You like us. So go ahead and subscribe.
Come on over. Be a part of the family of We Talk Weekly and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So what are you waiting for? Subscribe
now.